Hello everyone, my name's Idiotic Synergy and today we are having a look at Ripperjacks. They're back. For those of you that don't know, Ripperjacks haven't been in Necromunda since 1997 and they haven't really had a model since then, until now. Yeah, Ripperjacks are back, baby, and they look horrible and I love them to bits. I wish I could say something nice about the Beastmaster, but I really don't like it. I don't like the Beastmaster, I love the Ripperjacks. I like the Ripperjacks because they remind me of two things actually. The Infector from Dead Space, the flying mass of flesh that would just, obviously infect any corpses it found and reanimate them into necromorphs. And the weird screaming skin woman from Doctor who would just scream the words "moisturize me" at people. It is horrific, and I love it to bits. They are just flying skin flaps, and I like them. I quite like the idea that Night Lords might have these as pets. I don't know why, but I think that would be pretty cool. But they fit with Necromunda quite well. The Beastmaster, however, I don't think fits. Maybe it's the design. Maybe it's the design. Maybe it's just the helmet, but I don't think the Beastmaster is that cool. I mean, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the Beastmaster at all. It doesn't scream Necromunda to me. I'm not a fan. I think it's because it doesn't look 40k enough. Apart from like the staff where you can quite clearly see electricity there, and the big red button and the wire, everything else about it doesn't scream 40k. It's just, it feels like it belongs in Oddworld. As weird as that statement might sound, it feels like it belongs in an entirely different setting or an entirely different faction than 40k. Maybe Age of Sigmar. Maybe it would work quite well in Age of Sigmar. All you would have to do is replace the spear with something else. But the model itself isn't my cup of tea. However, if you do like it, then cool. But for me, I just don't like it. I don't like the helmet either. The helmet's really weird. Because when I first saw it, I generally thought it was a custody. Like I just scrolled through and I scroll past fast, and it wasn't until I zoomed in properly where I realised, of course, it wasn't a custody. But I just don't like the helmet. I don't like the helmet. I just don't like it. It really isn't my cup of tea. If anything, I think it should be more like Rex Spires, where you can obviously see that the monsters have chewed him. Or maybe have him like wear bits of animals that he's quote unquote tamed, or just something other than that. I just don't know. I'm not a massive fan. I am not a massive fan. But again, if you like it, you like it. However, the Ripperjacks, I really do enjoy them. They are horrific. And we get a better view of them. They're terrifying. I mean, it, that it looks like Jar Jar Binks went through the warp. It's fucking horrible. I love it. I love it. You have to love it. The Ripperjacks are the best thing about this. Ripperjacks are amazing. And I'm glad they're back. Also, they've got rules where they have flight and they can smother. Oh god, no. You see, I've seen that the Ripperjack's been called from everything from flying bits of skin all the way to Lovecraftian vaginas, so they can smother their targets with an enveloping attack. Jesus, they just smother their opponents to death. Alright. Anyway, so, enveloping attack. An enemy fighter engaged by a Ripperjack suffers a -2 modifier to any initiative checks made to take the retreat basic action. In addition, any reaction attacks against a Ripperjack suffer an additional -1 modifier to hit. That's quite good. Catfall. When this fighter falls or jumps down from a ledge, they count as having moved half the vertical distance. So it means that if you jump down somewhere, you won't take damage, I think. In addition, if they're not seriously injured or taken out of action by the fall, make an initiative test for them. If it is passed, they remain standing rather than being pinned. That is surprisingly quite good, especially if you're playing, oh, I don't know, maybe not Ash Wastes, maybe something like, where there's like a bunch of terrain and buildings, like close quarters with multiple layers, so maybe Zone Mortis, where if you saw someone going like if you saw your opponent going underneath a bridge or a passing, then you could get the Ripperjack to just fall in front of them and then charge them. That is horrifying. That is surprisingly quite good as well. The fact you can fall from a great distance and then next turn, depending if you're pinned or not, just charge them. That is beneficial. I like that a lot. And and yeah, they're all cast in resin. However, that's something that I think is an issue, especially the Ripperjacks. Though I love them because on how thin they are, like with like how thin their wings are and everything. Them being in resin, if you try and order these in summer, have good fucking luck trying to bend them back into place. I got a feeling that the Ripperjacks are going to be an absolute bitch to try and bend back into shape. But I do like the model. The Beastmaster I'm not really a fan of, but the Ripperjacks, I'm glad to see them back, if I'm honest. I'm glad to see them back, and it just looks like Jar Jar Binks has just gone through the warp. It really does. It's horrible. Me, sir, agree. No, I fucking hate Jar Jar Binks. Anyway, I've been Idiotic Synergy, and yeah, it's a disturbing image. It really is. Anyway, I've been Idiotic Synergy, and I'll see you next time. Remember, take care, stay safe, and it's nearly Christmas soon, so look forward to that for whenever it comes. Bye for now.